So today we have a very serious one that we want to talk about. Very, very serious and very, very interesting. So I'm going to let you guys think about most of the things I'll be talking about, and let's see what works. Is that okay? I've been concerned. I've had a lot of young people that will come into my DM and they'll be like, man of God, I'm confused about the person I'm going to choose for marriage. It has happened so many times. Man of God, how do I know the right man, the right woman? It's mostly about the right man to choose for marriage, because most of the time ladies are more concerned, and sometimes you're going to see like a hashtag that is going viral: I will marry once and I will marry right. All those kind of situation. Is that okay? So I think it's very important that we put this on here, so that when anybody comes in to our system and they want us to help them understand it, so that we can just refer them to the video to watch it. Is that okay? So today we want to give you something that's very important on how you're going to know the right person to marry. But it's important that I go into the Bible and bring references. But before we go into the spiritual aspect of it, let's look at it from a psychological perspective and certain things that must be in place before you start talking about marriage and knowing the right person to marry. So number one, as a young lady watching me now, before you start talking about marriage, make sure you've discovered your path in life. Before you start talking about marriage, you that is watching me right now, ask yourself, have I discovered my path on this earth? So what does it mean to discover your path on earth? It's very simple. It's very simple. For each and every one of us created on this earth, there is something that God has called us to do. There is a path that God has designed for us to be on. And guess what? That path is the path that once you're on that path, your gift will begin to work for you, and your gift will begin to make way for you. As the Bible rightly says, the gift of a man maketh way for him. So for your gift to work for you, you need to be on the path that God has designed for you. And that's the way you're going to be successful. So you need to make sure that you find out the path that God has designed for you. Has He called you to be in politics? Has He called you to be a seamstress? Has He called you to be a singer? Has He called you to whatever field that God has called you to be? You need to make sure that you've discovered that path. So somebody will be like, man of God, so does it mean that if I'm training, I should not talk about marriage? Yes. Pastor, do you agree with me? If I'm training, I should not talk about marriage.
To some extent.
What do you think? Okay, thank you. So what do you think? If you're training, do you think you should be talking about marriage, 20 years old? At training, why are you talking about marriage? You are still trying to figure out your emotions. You're still trying to figure out yourself. You're still trying to discover your path in life. The reason it's very important for you to discover the path of your destiny in life is because the man you want to marry, you guys have to make sure that you're on the same path. If you guys are in opposite direction, it's not going to work. That's why a lot of people go into marriage and they come out of marriage. So before you decide that you're ready to get married, you have to make sure that you've already discovered your path in life. You need to make sure that the validation of your life would not be dependent on the man you want to marry. This is important, and I'll take it again. You need to make sure that the validation of your life, the happiness you have being alive, should not be dependent on the opinion of a man that you want to get married to. The human emotion is trickish. Sometimes the man that we're in love with can really affect how happy we are and stuff. But before you get into marriage, make sure you found your purpose. So the key factor number one, find out your purpose in life. Hey, God. This thing cannot be overemphasized. You need to make sure you've discovered your purpose in life. What has God called me to do? What has God called me to be? Who has God called me to be? You know, people think that, okay, finding your purpose is all about becoming a woman of God or doing the things of God. No, might not necessarily be. God have called some people to be pilots. God have called some people to be cooks. They just wanted to cook good food. God have called some people to, service to humanity. So before you pick a partner for yourself, you need to make sure that you yourself, you're no longer confused about what God has called you to be. So once you get to 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, maybe you're still in the university, make sure you're taking the time to discover who you are. I'll take it again. While you're in school, make sure you're taking the time, make sure you're investing time and effort in discovering who you are. We are in a time of human history where we have abundance of data and information about literally anything. You can go on there and the basic version of any artificial intelligence software can give you data and information about character development that you want. Inexhaustible data and material they can give you. You watch them. So the question is, are you ready to discover who you are, what God has called you to do? So before you get into marriage, make sure you know what God has called you to be. Make sure you're performing in the area of your gift. It's going to make it very easy for you, so that when you look at the man and the man sees what you're doing and all that, he will check, okay, are we compatible? Is it going to work? That's where compatibility comes in. Fine. So secondly, how do I know if that man is serious with me? Abi? So now maybe you've discovered everything, and you like him, you don't really mind his own part of destiny, whatever, you just want to go with whatever vibe that he comes with, and it's risky. But let me not try to discourage you. Is that okay? Maybe God has decided that when you guys get married, he will help you find out who you are. So let's pick it up from there. So how do you now know if a man is serious with you? Let's say you're 24, you're 25, then a man comes along and he sees what you're doing, you're creating content, you're doing a lot of things to help yourself, So how do you know if this person is going to be serious with you or will be serious with you? You cannot know from the get-go. You won't until you get into the process with him. But you have to look at it and make sure that this man does he have what it takes? Anyway, you ladies, you people know better. When you say a man that you like, I don't need to tell you. I don't need to tell you how to know the man you like or whatever. You people know your taste. And one thing I know about girls is that you people know what you want. You go for what you want. You people hardly compromise. Am I correct on this? When you see a man that you want, you know. But now the question is, man of God, I found a very attractive man. How do I know that this man is serious with me? You have to find out by the conversation the man is having with you. By the nature of the conversation he's having with you. It's very important to find out by the nature of the conversation that he is having with you. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. After 7 days, is he talking about S, asterisk X? What is he discussing with you? Do you guys get tired on discussion? There are some people you call on phone, you people don't even know what to talk about. Hello, how are you? Fine. How's everything going? Fine. You as a lady, you don't even know how to make conversation. He as a man don't even know how to make conversation. You people will just end up doing whatever. So you need to pay attention to the kind of conversation he wants to have with you. Is he really interested in your mental health? Is he interested in your growth? Not necessarily in your past. I know people say it's good for a man to understand your past, to know that. Don't expose all of your past to a man, because he's going to judge you with your past. That past does not really have any impact if a man really wants to love you, because why is he going to the past? You tell him that you've been with 10 guys, he'll be like, oh, 10 guys? Oh my God. You get what I'm saying? Keep that part a secret. I think it will be better for you to share lessons that you learned from your previous relationship than telling him that you've been with XYZ, Just summarize the lessons that you've learned or summarize the lessons you learned from your previous relationships when you're having a conversation with him. But I'm trying to let you understand now that you must pay attention to the type of conversation the guy is having with you to know if he's serious with you. You must pay attention to that conversation that he's having with you. There are some guys 1 week they're already talking about, and when you meet a guy that's not serious with you, you know, but you just want to stay there and deceive yourself. You know. But there are some people that genuinely don't know. When you meet that kind of person, if he's asking, how can I be a part of your life? How can I be a part of what you're doing? Take advantage of that opportunity. Open up yourself to that conversation. Let him be a part of your destiny. Let him be a part of what you're doing. Let him help out in any way he wants to. But do not look at him as an object or a tool to get to what you need to get to. But it's not going to be completely harmful if you're to look at him as a tool. Anyways, because if you look at him as a tool, it's going to help you stay clear. But you must be human with him. Very, very important. Secondly, don't start falling in love with any man that you picked to marry, or with any lady that you picked to marry, because that love is going to mess up your psychology. It's going to blind you. It's going to keep you from seeing the things that are detrimental that you might not be able to deal with on the long run. Because listen, marriage is something that will take 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. You're stuck with that one person. So love is not the first thing, because along the line, you guys will fall out of love. A lot of differences will arise. You will fall out of love with that person. So love is not the first thing. So don't go and fall in love. He might be all caring, sending you money, but the guy is toxic, but the girl is toxic. You have to look at the other way. Do not turn a blind eyes on the red flags. That's what you guys do. It's not difficult for your psychology to pick up what might be a red flag for you because of, by the virtue of how you were raised. It is important to pay attention to the red flag when your psychology picks it up. And it's also very important for you to have the training to be able to determine if this is really a red flag. Because our own trauma, our own upbringing has its own effect on our psychology. So somebody might be doing something genuinely and we will misunderstand it without knowing that this is normal. So while your psychology is able to pick up red flags, you have to make sure that the red flag is actually a red flag. Very important. So back to what I'm saying. Don't go falling in love with any man that you pick or any woman that you pick. It's not good for you, because you'll notice that this person is toxic, or he has a way of blaming you, turning things around for you to pick the blame. Then you beg him and apologize. You discover all those things. Please don't put yourself in that position. That is why if you want to get married, you must be firm. You must be firm. What we are looking at is something that is 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. Bless you. It's okay. Allow him. Bless you. 40 years, 50 years, 30 years. And remember, this is a man that will see you to the every single thing. Bless you. Every single thing he will see. Is that okay? When you spend time with him, that's why courtship is very important. When you spend time with this person, look at the things they are doing, how they are treating people around them. It says a lot about their personality. So the first one, don't be too quick to get married. Make sure you've discovered your purpose before you start talking about marriage. Because some of you will get into marriage, and that is when you realize that I love to go to the club. Some of you will get married. That is when you realize that you don't love to go to the club anymore. You get married, you realize that something you used to like is not something you used to like again. So make sure you're prepared. Make sure you know your purpose and your what? And your age. You have to be mentally prepared psychologically prepared, and you have to be tough for marriage. So you have to look at your life, your relationship with your friends. Do you get angry easily with your friends? Do you get mad at them? How do you react? So your communications with your friends will even tell you, when I get to meet with a man and get into a man's home, can I stay? Some of you want to get into marriage, but you've not called yourself out in the area of the way you used to behave. These things are very important. So, number one, get married when you're ready. Discover your purpose. I've met a lot of people who got married and they are unequally yoked with a man. By the time they got married was when they discovered that they were called into ministry, they were called into and the man they married does not want to have anything to do with ministry for reasons best known to him. And now this will be a stumbling block to their own destiny. So I'm taking it from my own perspective of what I've seen. I've met people that are in the UK, in other parts of the world. They just discovered that they have a call. They were running away from the call when they were younger. Now they are married and nothing is moving until they answer the call. Now the man that you're married to, you guys are unequally yoked. He doesn't want to have anything to do with God. That doesn't mean he's not God-fearing, but because of the experience he has had with other people in the past, he doesn't want you to get into it. It becomes a problem. So that's why it's important for you to discover your destiny before you get into marriage. Because in most cases, when you insist on answering that call, it's either God takes the man away or the marriage will go. Because your call, your destiny is the key factor.